our group chose Chi St. Joseph's Children as our project example. And it's just Katie, Kyla, Cassie, and Kaya. So Chi St. Joseph's Children, overall, it's a program in New Mexico founded by the Catholic Health Initiatives that parents can enroll in either when they are expecting their first child or they are already had their first child and they're still within their first 3 years of life. And what it is, it's a home visiting program that meets with families weekly to pretty much make sure their kids are healthy, the environment is safe for the new child, and that the parents are also doing well. So the main goal definitely is for the first child, and it has to be your first child to register, that they reach kindergarten and they get a head start, and any issues that might come up in their development are caught on time or earlier if possible. But they also plan prenatal and postpartum education and support for women, and they especially try to help look for parents who are possibly younger or teen moms, teen dads, to make sure they also finish high school. So pretty much the eligibility is it just has to be your first child. It can be by birth, it can be by adoption, and it can even be by child placement. And the second is the enrollment period. You have to enroll either before the child is born or before they reach 2 months of age. And lastly, you just have to live in New Mexico. So it's really easy. They plan around your schedule. And overall, it's just a really great way to help parents, especially with their first kid, gain confidence and expertise in parenting, as well as just an extra set of hands in making sure environment and child and even the other siblings, if they're born later, have a good head start in life.
All right, that was awesome, Katie. So just for a further breakdown of the resource, some things that they perform during these weekly visits are frequent ASQ assessments. So those are the ages and stages questionnaires, just a developmental tool that is used by early educators and healthcare professionals to just make sure that they are meeting their developmental milestones, they don't have any delays, and then they're celebrating those milestones as well. So they're performed kind of at the appropriate ages. I think it's like every month or two until 6 months, and then at 9 months, 12 months, kind of every 3 months after that. These questionnaires can be used to catch any signs of autism or any kind of speech delays, gross motor delays. So they're really awesome in looking at the entire picture of the child and making sure that there aren't any gaps. They also do a lot of postpartum depression screenings for the first 2 years of motherhood. So they start like the first week you get home, pretty much every week until the first month or two is over, and then every month after that, just to make sure that the mother is getting everything they need for doing what they can to make sure that they're have all the tools they need to raise their child. So, and then they would also intervene with kind of like any counseling that they could need for that. They provide weekly education every week. So they'll kind of pick a topic, come just ready to talk about it. It could involve any age appropriate food. So when you're nearing 6 months, they're going to start talking about how to transition to solid foods, any activities. So they kind of are going to bring like appropriate gross motor activities or fine motor and work with your child on that, and then just kind of give you tips on how to further work on it after they leave, and same with motor skill development. So they also like to bring toys and books with each weekly visit. So they, I know as like a new mom, it's really hard and overwhelming to go to the store and just see all these toys and all these books and not really know which one is appropriate. So it's really nice that they kind of bring some, and very often the parents will go and purchase that toy or book after the visit's over just because their child responded well to it. And it's also just a familiar face and friend that is available all the time to answer any questions and concerns. Parents, they're in close contact. They've usually been in contact since they were pregnant, so it's someone that they feel comfortable being around. And there are many times where they just are not sure about how the baby's acting. Maybe they picked up a new weird habit, and it's just really easy to pick up the phone and ask your key home visitor for a little bit of help with that. They also are doing a study with UNM, just kind of comparing the children who are in the home visiting program and then the ones that weren't able to get into the program, and just going and kind of like comparing things like any like health issues, traumas, school performance, stuff like that.
So, with G St. Joseph, some of the other programs that they offer include behavioral programs. And so this is like mental health and wellness services for both the parents and the children, which can include like counseling. They also do education on just healthy choices in and just trying to really develop those healthy life choices early for the children. And one of the ones that I found was called Hank the Health Hero, who is a puppet that they use with the children. With education, they also provide some for education for professional development to help teachers or like other helping professionals to provide more education to children like throughout the community. They have the St. John Newman School, which is a school that parents can enroll their children in. And you can enroll them as early as 6 weeks, and you can go up until kindergarten enrollment, which I think they saw goes up to about 4 or 5. And at the school, for each different age group, they have personalized curriculum and like teaching options to make sure that they're getting the right education and teaching for where they're at. And finally, they have resources for the community, which this just allows assistance in getting food, learning proper nutrition, housing, making sure the neighborhoods are safe, and making sure that families can get access to different health services, just to make sure the kids have every aspect that they need to stay happy and healthy.
So the CHI program reduces ACEs and the impacts of social determinants through a lot of their programs, like Kelsey just mentioned. Some of the key ways that they do this that have been evidence-based is by providing education to parents. This has been proven as supported by the CDC to lower incidence of accidental traumas because a lot of new parents just don't have the education that they need to prevent like accidental traumas. Another thing is the CHI website has a really great list of various resources, giving parents, especially in lower income communities, resources can also lessen the impact of ACEs and reduce the impact of social determinants. Some of these resources that they link include Share New Mexico Kids, New Mexico legal charities or legal aids. And then they also have a lot of tools that can be utilized to enhance childhood development. They link PBS parents, and they have lots of apps and websites that have evidence-based activities and creative learning ideas that parents can use at the home. And one of the biggest things is that they have their at-home visits for families that are at high risk of patterns of maltreatment. These at-home visits, they can be used by people that don't have these high risks for patterns of maltreatment, but they can also be used by these families. And utilization of these home visits have been proven to decrease the incidence of ACEs accidental traumas and just improving the just kind of the passing down and improving the treatment of the kids and basically just improving the overall functioning of the family and all of that jazz. And they've been proven to be super beneficial. And then they also performed a statistical analysis on how the program improves outcomes of children and family within the communities. So these are some of the statistics that they found, which just goes to support how involvement in this program improves just overall health of the family, health of the child, and reduction in ACEs.
Here's our references. Thank you guys so much for listening to what Chi St. Joseph's has to offer. And if you're ever interested, they have a great website and they could tell you all about how to get in.